Start with the end in mind. So for us, it's like we have an experience we want to give people. It's like, this is like, you asked if this is like an epiphany, and there's this like framework. I'm like, this is what we do, and that is what you can hire us for, and that's it. Okay? So I made this thing called an experience roadmap. It's not trademarked. I literally was like, what do I call this? Like, there's this roadmap I have people, or this process. So I called it the experience roadmap. We just go through this with people. So if you want to work with us, we plan a session that's meaningful. Like literally the only way to book my team is to book what's called a discovery call. You haven't hired me yet on this call. So I talk to you, I ask you what your life is like, what matters the most. I'm just literally asking questions. My favorite question is, what's a 10 out of, like when you think of a perfect day with your family, what's a 10 out of 10 look like to you? And they'll tell me what that looks like. And then I'm like, okay, great. We're going to do that thing that you said was your favorite thing to do. And I'm going to be there and tell that story. So on that phone, do you want to work with me? Where's your credit card? Bang. They book me, they pay the whole thing up front, and we put it in the calendar. On that phone call, I've already planned the session. Like I've planned what it's like. We can talk about anything. That call's only like 30 minutes. It's not crazy long. Then we capture their session based on that plan. It's not rocket science. It's literally like they just do the thing they do, and I just watch it. You know, they can tell me if something's meaningful. Like my dad, one of the families I photographed was at Boffin's. The father of the one family passed away, but he was an architect who designed Boffin's. That was a very meaningful place to them. So, you know, I made sure we showed Boffin's. Like, I followed the kids around going to the pond and playing with the goldfish. Like, there was lots of meaning there.
Do you ever have, like, prompts that you use?
That's a great question. Aaron asked about prompts, and prompts are really good. Yeah, I do prompts, actions. And I'll talk about it in a bit, but like basically if it's good for video and photo, I'll even have them do the prompt 2 times. Like there's a bit of redundancy and people don't care. I think that's literally what the slide says. We capture the session, we reveal it. We give you a link, you book come into the studio. I call it a reveal and print order session. Because in my lifestyle sessions, you get a print credit and you get a keepsake film and you get your photos. So it's like this one, like at minimum, you are ordering a print that's included and hopefully more. So you come to the studio, I show you the film, I will show you all your photos, and then we'll pick the ones to print. And then I produce them. I do canvas printing in my studio. We can do framed prints too. And then the last step is like remembering, like I encourage them to share them. I'll show you how I use PicTime. I have a plan where it doesn't have a limit on size. So I say I have your web gallery online indefinitely. And those are all really important things to me. I kind of was like, what would I want? I would want prints. I would want the digital photos. Like, I don't think there's ever going to be a time where it goes back to you don't get digital photos. Like, I think it's just part of the industry now because you share on social media. And then the videos on PicTime as well. You can watch it. That's my experience roadmap. And it's made to honor my values. And if people hire me for that, they like it. So you guys heard of Simon Sinek? He has this like thing with the golden circle. There's like why you do, what you do, how you do, and what you do. Like I could say I'm a photographer. If I'm a photographer, it's like there's lots of photographers. You guys know that. There's like hundreds.
Well, what do you do if they all live further than around here for the reveal? You still make them come in?
The furthest away was the guy from Moose Jaw. And like, I didn't make him come in. I want him to, and I want his family to, but they didn't. So I would like that. So they haven't ordered their print yet. And I don't know if they watched it together as a family on the TV or if he watched it on his phone. People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. So go look up this guy. If you haven't heard this talk, Simon Sinek, it's like one of the most popular YouTube TED Talks or even YouTube videos. It's like super popular and it goes over like just that mentality. So I believe life and love is worth worth remembering. It matters. Yeah. I believe life and love matters and is worth remembering. Here's a video. I might skip ahead in it. This one I just did on Thanksgiving weekend. This was the second time I worked for this family. The first time she was the lady who was like, I want a video. This was the first customer who hired me for it. And this is the second time I did it for them. I'm gonna talk over it a little bit. I get there early, I get there ready to shoot. I don't actually knock on the door without my cameras ready to go. They're not ready to go, and I'm okay with that because it's really good for my keepsake films. So it's not posed, like we didn't put it, they just showed me their pumpkin. They were just getting dressed to go outside. Mom asked if they wanted to bring a pumpkin. I didn't style that. Mom had so they were just carrying him. Like I'm just literally like, we're gonna go take pictures of here, and it's almost like a behind the scenes. I started running and I was like, show me a trick. Like those are some of the prompts I do. You know, that probably wouldn't be a great photo from behind, but it's so good on video. Yeah. You know them? Or
high school card.
Oh, did you? Yeah. I tend to get right in there. My favorite lens is the 35mm, and I'll be like this close to them. And so this is like beside their house. And then also little shots like that are really good. B-roll. Like they were having fun with me. It was. I think that's a 70-200 shot. So I dropped my 35, grabbed the 70-200. She was picking up sticks. I told her to make a bouquet of sticks for her mom. And so it goes just like, I photographed them. And like, probably what you saw is like the ones that are good pose shots are kind of the most awkward clips in the whole video are typically the pose shots. I still throw some of them in sometimes. But it's usually when people are interacting with each other. Those are good. You noticed I took some shots of like the leaves, the trees. It's good filler because you want to pace it out with the music. They like the experience I gave. They didn't come into my studio. They have a better theater room than I do at my studio. So I actually went to their house and showed them last weekend. But still, they love the experience of like a reveal. They get to see it for the first time. And I love being there for it. And my goal would be like, for people to do it every year. Go ahead.
Do you ever put the photographs in the video, or is it all moving video?
Photographs look so much better than the video. Like the quality is so much higher. It feels funny. I've thought about it. It's kind of a compromise. Cameras will get better. I'm shooting on like it's pretty good. What I can do now. My 5D Mark IIIs couldn't really do anything like that. Yeah, the Sony's let me shoot that way. I think the future is within 3 years, like every camera you buy can do this as good or better.